All right, I started the recording. Okay, so thank you for joining the Raj Informatica Technologies class. So first of all, let me introduce myself. Hello everyone, I am Abhishek Agarwal. I will be the tutor for this particular training. I am I have done my graduation in 2016 from an IT Raipur, and I do have like 8 years of experience totally into Azure Cloud Technologies. I have worked in like many like 50 plus data migration projects in past 8 years using Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics, PySpark, Spark SQL, and I have trained around 200 to 300 people in my past 2 years to switch into the cloud technologies across the globe. And then in this particular training, I will be teaching you what I have done in my company, right? So currently I'm working in Aldisot in Germany, and during this training, I will be teaching you the Azure Cloud Technologies, or like Azure Data Engineering, Azure Data Bricks. In what I do, right, in my company, I will make sure that like you learn the same, right? So please go through this particular course. Please go through the like our website rajinformatica.com, and then here you will get our course detail, like Azure Data Engineering course detail. Over here you will get all the course detail and everything. Please check out it, and then so that you know more about the course. And also we have a YouTube channel. It has like many good videos about different topics such as like Snowflake, Power BI, Azure Cloud Technologies, Python, ChatGPT, and OpenAI. It has many interesting, trendy topics, trendy about trendy technologies. So please go through it. Please watch it. Uh, Please give your time to learn a very good content from here, and share it across if you find any good content, right, with your friends. And also like go through our website if you are interested in any sort of a course beside Azure Data Engineering. Probably if you are interested in Python, OpenAI, ChatGPT, right, which is very trendy, please check out it, learn about it, and just reach out to us if we can assist you somewhere, right? So let's start the demo. Before the demo, I will give a brief about the uh, like the overall agenda. So overall, like the course curriculum and everything, right? So some people are directly interested about how they can register for the course. So before starting the demo itself, people were asking like yeah, so how we can register. So I will just give the registration details, and then I will start with the demo, right? So yeah, for in this particular course right now, right, we are offering like two courses, the Azure Data Engineering course, and few people are only interested in Databricks and Spark training, right? So then that is a second course which we are offering, and then there is a bundle of both of the courses. Okay, so accordingly we have details over here. So if you want to register for Azure Data Engineering, right, you can pay like so if you register today, you need to pay 2,500 rupees discount, and then you can get the course in 17,500. You can get the Azure Data Engineering course. Similarly, if you're interested in only Azure Databricks, then the same, you can pay 17,500. And if you register today, you can pay 70,500 register for the course. The timing of the course will be 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. The course duration will be like 50 plus days, right? And if you want to register for both of the courses, suppose someone says that Abhishek, I am interested in both of the courses. I want to learn Azure Data Engineering, plus I am interested in big data processing, Databricks as well, right? So in that case, you can pay like you can pay the 31,500, and then you can register for the course. And if you want to register for the course, please ping on this particular details, and then you can get yourself registered. And similarly, you can also get all the details over here in the website. You can ping on this particular number, and then also you can register for the course. I am anyways sending you the detail over the chat. You can check it out, and then you can register yourself. Let me send you that 1 second. All right, so I will open this and I am sending you this detail. If you want to register for the course, you can directly ping on this particular number and get yourself registered, right? To the group chat, and I will just give me a moment. All right. I have sent, and also with the course we are offering, we are also offering. So some people says that Abhishek, I don't have any like a coding background. I don't know SQL, I don't know Python, and anything of that sort. The prerequisite for this course is ideally zero. Anybody can learn this particular course, but we are also giving you the free SQL videos to watch by us, right? So it's you don't need to pay for it. The free SQL topics is basically given to you automatically, right? And 1 second, I will. Somebody said that I need to zoom in. So sorry, this particular screen I cannot zoom in, but I can just give all the details to you in the chat. You can get yourself registered. So SQL topic will be given to you for free, right? You don't need to pay for it. All right. So now, uh, what I will do, I will try to start the demo, right? If you have any questions, please type in the chat, and I hope my screen is visible to you very, very clearly right now. That particular thing is written in the notepad. That is why it's not clear. But yeah, so I have sent the detail in the chat. You can go through it and check it out. And if you have any questions or doubt, you can anyways ping on this number and get yourself clarified. Just to reconfirm, for each of the courses, you are getting 2,500 rupees discount if you register today. And for both of the courses, you are getting 3,500 discount if you register today. So please ping on this particular number, get yourself registered. We are taking very limited people, and we are almost like got the registration what we want, right? So please ping yourself soon and then get yourself registered, right? So, all right. So before coming to the demo, I received all of these messages. Like, so general query is this among all the people who are attending the demo. So some people wants to understand how they can switch into Azure Data Engineering, and some people wants to understand how we will do 3 to 5 projects in this particular whole course curriculum. And then some people wants to know about like, hey Abhishek, how do we do the lab sessions? Because in the company they are giving the Azure account, and then we generally practice on that. But during the training, how we will do the lab sessions and how we will practice on the real time. Then some people wants to know that Abhishek, I am very like newbie. I haven't like learned SQL or Python. Can I still register for the course? And I am from the sales or marketing background. Can I still register for this course? Recording will be given to us or not, how we will approach the interview, what's the future of the Azure in the market, because some people are from Informatica, SSIS and all of those background, and then they feel that yeah, is it a good future, like, so those questions are also there. So I have jot down all the question, and then like whether how you can go for the certification. Fresher can also do this or not, and what if like I am like an experienced guy, can I still this do this course? Who is eligible for this course, right? So all of these questions I have tried to note down, and I will make sure that each and every question is answered while you leave, right? So after 1.5 month, 1.5 hour of demo class, the each and every question will be answered. I will make sure that, right? So I have tried to divide the whole questions into 3 parts. Okay, so we will first of all we will understand with why, and then we'll understand what, and then we'll understand how. Okay, why means why particularly Azure we need to learn, right? And why particularly, like what is the importance of data engineering, and then why we should switch to Azure, right? So that we will learn first, and then we'll stop for a couple of minutes, and then you can ask questions, or I will just go through the chat and then you can ask question, right? And then we will understand what of it, right? Why and what of it, like what is data engineering and why you should learn data engineering, what is Databricks, why you should learn Databricks and Spark, right? And what are the starter tool you should focus on. We'll focus on these topics after that, right? And then I will stop for a couple of minutes, and then you can ask questions. But if you have any questions, suppose if you want to understand like about the prerequisite, USP, course curriculum, all of that, please wait for some time, and then only we'll come to that part. And why we are basically delaying it, because sometimes you should understand what is data engineering, right? So sometimes people learn about what is data engineering and they feel like, yeah, this is what I want to do, or this is what I don't want to do. I am from different backgrounds. So you should first understand what you want to learn and why you should learn that. So first of all, let's understand that the essence of it, and then we'll understand how you should learn it, right? So then we'll understand like what are the different things we are offering, what is the prerequisite for the course, the overall course overview, how we will do the lab sessions, interview questions, how we will practice that. So the going to the course curriculum is a different thing, and also preparing for the interview is a different thing, right? So then we'll go through the course curriculum, interview preparation, mock interview, and all of that process, right? So I have tried to divide the whole demo into three parts: the why of it, the what of it, and then the how of it. Okay. So first of all, let's start with the why of it. Okay. And if you have any questions, during the demo, please type in the chat. And if my screen is not visible, please type in the chat, right? And if my voice is not clear, please in the chat. Please try to communicate whatever you feel that, right? So if you have any question or anything of that sort, please type in the chat so that I can check it out, right? But between the demo, I will give you chance in which you can directly speak and ask questions to me directly, right? But just in the start of the demo, just to make this flow, I'm not enabling that. But during the demo, I will also give you that chance, right? So let's start the demo. So first of all, let's start with the what is Azure Cloud and why it is important. So I will open a slide for it. All right. So let's go back to the previous days when when I was in college. Okay, so when I was in studying in my college, I used to use DVDs, pen drives, CDs to watch movies with my friends, right? We used to download many movies in the torrent and then like try to just watch those movies in hostel, right? We used to do that, and also at the same time, we used to go to the internet cafes and all of that to play internet games and those things, right? But nowadays I do no longer use those pen drives. Those pen drives are very old, and then I try to upload everything in the drive, or I purchase a Google storage, and then I store my data over there, and then I try to purchase some sort of a space in Microsoft and I store my data over there, right? And I think each one of you are already associated with cloud. How? Because yeah, so you are basically backing up your WhatsApp daily in the Google Cloud, or something like that, right? So you are trying to like back up your Google Photos, and everybody's trying to just like back up things and then uploading the things in the internet, right? And why we are doing it, if you think about it, because it's easy, right? Suppose somebody says that Manisha said that, hey Abhishek, I want some sort of a photos, can you share it with me? It's very easy for me to share with Manisha, right? And at the same time, if my cloud storage is full, I don't need to go to the market and buy a new pen drive and all of that. I can just upgrade it, right? And then I don't need to. So suppose, so pen drive, if I'm maintaining it, I there is a chance that I mess upon that. I will leave it somewhere, and then my whole data is gone. But with the cloud, that is also not there, right? So you can just everything, the maintenance and everything will be handled by the cloud service provider. It's very secure. So because of all of these advantages, right? So the maintenance and then the collaboration and everything will be handled by the cloud service provider. That is why not only individual, every company is switching the data to the cloud. So from 2016 or 17, it's becoming very trendy right now. And whatever fields used to have in the past, right? Data engineering, data science, data analysis, all happens, but it all happens in the cloud. So it's very necessary that you should have a cloud skill set. And at the same time, if you think about future, right? So suppose everything will happen in the cloud ideally. Nobody down right now try to download a software or anything of that sort. So we watch movies in online, we download software, we just use all the softwares online instead of downloading it on premise, right? That we try to do. So it's a very trendy, and so every individual, so suppose if you think about it, all the data is moving to the cloud, right? So we need a data engineer, data scientist to use the data and then basically provide us a good outcome. Okay. Now that is why cloud is important. Okay. Now that is why the cloud is important. That is why cloud adoption rate is increasing by like 38%. And then some people will say that, Abhishek, like cloud adoption rate is increasing by 38%, but why should I learn only Azure cloud? I do have like Amazon cloud and a GCP cloud. Why I can't learn that, right? So suppose, just to give you a reason behind Azure. So suppose, yeah, so I am from the Azure background, so I will be always like supporting that, because I am on this particular field and I don't want to change it. Reason being, I am getting a good opportunity being in India, and from India when I wanted to move abroad, I so everywhere there is a struggle, right? But there is a opening and there is a chance always, if you just do it very carefully and then very in a nice manner, you can do it. So I try to apply the job abroad as well, and then I got opportunities. It's doable. You can anyways do it. So there's opportunity perspective. Azure has a good opportunity, why like good future and a good job market. And when you think about it, every company uses a Microsoft product, right? So you cannot deny with the Microsoft product if you are working in a corporate world, right? So they have like a very good product. They have Office. They have like very good a product. And like many company, like many of my friends are working in Amazon and Google as well. They use many of the tool internally built, but they anyways use Excel, and then they anyways use some sort of a here and there Microsoft tool. And now Microsoft also has a like good integration with Chat GPT and all of that, right? So that makes a Microsoft overall uh, a, a, a very powerful company, um, from the futuristic perspective, right? They have a good collaboration with Chat GPT. They have a good collaboration with OpenAI, and at the same time they have like, so they have a very good corporate network which helps Microsoft to easily market their product. That is why I support Azure Cloud, and I particularly see it has a very good future. Okay. All right. Now let me check the chat if anybody has any questions. Yeah, Surya Reddy said that he has some questions. So just type in the chat, Surya, if you have any questions. Yeah, so Surya, I will give you the option to unmute. Please wait for some time, but if you can type your question, that would be better. Because yeah, so this chances for fresher. So guys, first of all, I will start with why. Then I will give you an overview about what is data engineering and all of that. Then when we discuss about prerequisite, right? I will come to that part as well. Fresher can enroll for this course as well. But just to answer your question, fresher can also enroll for this particular course. But why and how, I will come to that part slowly. Okay. All right. Now, give me a moment. All right. Somebody's asking like fresher should move to this role or not. Let me share my screen. All right. So who can take up this course? Let's discuss about that, right? So anybody can take up this course. If you are if you are a fresher, then also you can take up this course. If you are from sales and marketing background, then also you can take up this course. If you are from non-coding or a non-tech background, then also you can take up this course. We will teach you everything from the scratch. Then these are the general people who comes from the data engineering, right? So these are the general people, but it's not like only people. Okay, so these are the general people who come for this particular course: Informatica developer, Power BI developer, data analyst, database administrator, SSIS developer. These are the general people who come and enroll for this particular course. But if you're not from this particular background, you can anyways come and register for this course, right? So the prerequisite for this course is completely zero. We will teach you everything from the scratch. Now, sometimes there is a question that, hey, fresher can enroll for this particular course or not, or fresher has a good opportunity in Azure Data Engineering. Guys, if you are a fresher, you will anyways face a difficulty to find a job in any of the field, right? So because I have been fresher as well, I have faced that particular challenge. But if you find it in a right way, which means if you write relevant skill set in your resume, if you write relevant project in your resume, instead of writing about cultural committee and your hobbies and all of that, which doesn't make any sense when you're finding a technical job, which is a mistake any fresher does right in the beginning. They don't write relevant skill set. uh, for the job, that is why they don't get a job, right? So if you make relevant skill set, if you do projects, if you write relevant skill set, particularly the job which you're looking for, and then if you search it regularly, if you apply it regularly, then you'll get a job. Now, as a fresher, you will face a difficulty to find a job in any of the field. But what as a fresher you should look for is you should choose a field which has a good future, which has a very, very good future, so that you don't need to switch going forward. Now, when you think about it, Azure data engineering has a very, very good future. And the reason I have explained already, right? So every company is moving the data to the cloud. And that is why we need a data engineer, we need a data scientist, we need a data analyst to basically make sense out of the data, right? So that is why it has a very good future. And then if you see about it, many of the experienced guys are also coming into this particular field and learning everything from the scratch. And why they are doing it? Because it is very, very good skill set to gain. And if you are a fresher, it's a very it will give you a very good start ideally. All right. So people are still asking about how much experience I should. So all of these questions will be answered. Like how much. So if you are an experienced guy, whether you can switch or not, all of this question will be answered. Please wait for a couple of minutes, and I will come through all the questions going forward. Okay. All right. Now let's learn about what is particularly a data engineering. Okay. So first of all, when people come to this particular field, they confuse themselves as per so whether they should uh, learn CI/CD pipeline, or whether they should learn ML ops or machine learning algorithm and all of that, right? So they get confused, right? So it's very important to know as well what is particularly data engineering, right? So that you know at least what you're learning. So for that, I do have a slide which I will present now. All right. So understand what is data engineering, what is not, and focus on day-to-day role of a data engineer. Okay, so let's understand this first. So suppose like suppose I want to um I have opened a retail grocery store, and in a retail grocery store, I want to understand what is my sales of every product and which product is performing best, which employee is selling most of the product, what is the age group of a customer who is coming to my store. All of that I want to understand. Okay. And I am not a technical guy, right? I am a guy who has opened a store, but I have many data points to calculate that. So what I will do, I will basically contact a particular person. Suppose I will contact Raj. Okay, so because I know that Raj is basically a technical guy, right? He is working for in Informatica and a very he has many courses. So I will contact Raj. I will tell Raj, hey Raj, can you just help me with this particular requirement? Okay. And I also told Raj, hey Raj, I want to do it in the cloud. Reason being that I heard that cloud is a very good right now I'm backing up everything, my Google photos and everything in the cloud. So I want my data to be there in the cloud as well. So Raj said that, yeah, no problem, I can do that for you. So Raj figured out that, yeah, so Abhishek, so how many data points you have? Raj asked me. So I said that I have suppose many data points, 300 to 400 data points, and I will update all the 300 to 400 data points daily. So Raj said that, yeah, Abhishek, I thought previously that you have some sort of a small 5 to 10 Excel sheet, and which I can just go to the cloud and upload it, right? But if you don't have it, if you have 400 to 500 data points, and if you want me to update it daily at 10 p.m. or daily at 9 p.m. at a particular time, I need to basically schedule a job, right? And I cannot do it manually because I do have also some commitments. So I cannot come to a particular platform and then do it for you for all 400 data set, right? So for that, Raj will set up a pipeline for me, and Raj will try to extract the data from me, right? And load it somewhere in a particular storage. Okay. So source, suppose source over here is my computer. So suppose anybody who is here who is non-technical background, belongs from a non-technical background, it's an on-premise source, right? So suppose it's an on-premise source, means if you don't understand on-premise, you can just understand it your computer, right? So that your data is present in the computer. Now Raj said that, hey Abhishek, I will upload all the data points to the cloud, okay, and a cloud storage. Now, I also told that you need to basically join the data, Raj. It's not so easy. So Raj said that, yeah, Abhishek, I will join the data set for you, because suppose if I want to understand sales by customer or sales by business unit, I need to join the business unit data with the sales data, right? So I need to make some transformation. And transformation can be either written in SQL, can be either written in the Python, right? So there are many ways you can write the transformation. So you'll write the transformation right over here, right? And then you will load the data in a particular like a platform, right? So that someone can understand the data. So similarly, what Raj has done, Raj has extracted data, transformed the data, and then loaded the data for me, and then given me a particular Power BI visualization so that I can understand it. Data engineering is nothing but extraction, transformation, and load, in which you will extract the data, transform data, and load the data so that data analyst or a data scientist can basically can basically provide a future outcome of it, right? So data engineer job is to hand over the data to the data analyst. So now I will, what Raj will do, Raj will make the data for me, right? And then Raj will contact someone else. So Raj will contact, suppose, Manisha. Raj will say, hey Manisha, you are a data analyst, you know basically a Power BI thing. So why don't you just take the data, make some dashboards for Abhishek, and then Abhishek can see it daily, right? So Manisha will say that, Abhishek, Raj, can you make a Power BI dashboard? So Raj will say, I am a data engineer. Basically, I will create the data for you, whatever you need, but I won't be able to make a Power BI dashboard as of now. So Manisha will basically take that requirement and do it. But now, if I have given a requirement to Raj, hey Raj, I want to also understand what will be the sales 2 years after, right? And like I want to predict the future. That future prediction is a job of a, suppose, one more guy, right? So suppose Surya will do it. A future prediction. So future prediction is a future data scientist job. Descriptive analytics, getting the data and understand the data in a better way. That is a job of a data analyst. Data engineer job is to hand over the data to the data analyst and data scientist so that they can do the so that they can basically fulfill the requirement, right? So what is the data engineering? Finding the right data for the data analyst and the data scientist, developing ETL, extract, transform, and load, migrating the data marts, adding a new feature, monitoring the pipeline, whether it's functioning or not, functioning in a right manner or not, whether the data quality is good enough, whether the code quality is good enough, optimizing the cost perform like enhancing the overall performance of the pipeline, implementing the data governance practice, whether a right person are able to access the data or not, ensuring that, so suppose Manisha can also ask, right, hey Raj, you have given me 100 data points, but how do I connect all the data? So making a proper lineage graph so that someone can understand it, right? And documenting the whole process. So that is a job of a data engineer, and we should focus on learning these things first, right? You shouldn't focus on learning ML models, building reports, managing CI/CD pipeline, managing front end, and all of that, right? If you know these things, then it's good, but you shouldn't focus on it first, right? So suppose if someone calls me, and then if someone says that, suppose Manisha calls me, and then Manisha said that I want to become a data engineer, then I will tell her to basically focus on, and Manisha said that I am learning CI/CD pipeline. So I will tell Manisha, hey Manisha, you should focus on learning ETL pipelines first. And then if you have time, if you know all the ETL pipeline and then other things, right, which I have mentioned, maintaining data quality and how to maintain the data quality checks, how to do the performance optimization and all of that, then you should focus on the other things. But you shouldn't focus on other way around, right? So you shouldn't start with the CI/CD pipeline, all of that, because that is not not a job of a data engineer. So it's very, very important. You should focus on what is important, and you should not focus on what is not important, right? So that is what the data engineering is. All right. And what are the starter tool you should focus on, right? When you're learning when you're learning data engineering, what are the starter tool you should focus on? So you should focus on the starter tool. Let me share my screen again. All right. So I was into this particular slide. So if you see, right, extraction is generally being done by the data factory and Synapse Analytics pipeline. The storage will be done in the blob storage or data lake Gen 2. Transformation will be done in Databricks stored procedure or data flows, right? So as per these, so these are the starter tool we will focus on during the course, right? So we will focus on data factory, will focus on Databricks, will focus on SQL DB, will focus on data lake, will so focus on DevOps, will so focus on Synapse Analytics pipeline, which is basically a very, very important tool when you're starting in the cloud, right? So extraction is about data factory, Synapse Analytics pipeline, SQL Server, Databricks, SQL stored procedure, all of that we'll learn during the course. Now, Databricks is like, suppose when you have a big amount of now, data factory is basically an orchestration tool which helps you to orchestrate the overflow, the extraction part, right? As you SQL DB is for the like relational database where you can store the data, run a SQL query on top of it to transform the data. Databricks is basically built on Apache Spark, which helps you to transform the data. But if you have a big amount of data, then you can use Databricks for the transformation using Spark, right? So, and then DevOps is a tool where you can basically store all the code, whatever you're doing, right? And data lake is also a storage medium. So during the course, we'll focus on each and every tools to learn, and we'll learn that, right? So we'll learn in a way that you can get a job. You can also do projects in the company. We'll learn in that particular way. All right. So this is about why and what of it. Now, if you still have some sort of a question that, hey, fresher can do this or not, or like, what are the different topics you are covering, and then if you have any sort of a question, please wait for some time. Right now I will give yourself a chance to ask question, and I will give you a chance so that you can unmute yourself. Okay, so uh, now you can, I guess, unmute yourself and you can ask question one by one. Okay, so not like so if someone is asking the question, please wait for some time, but ask the question one by one now. You can now unmute yourself and ask question, guys.
Yeah, hi Abhishek. Surya
Yeah.
this side.
Hmm.
So Microsoft is offering multiple services, right?
Multiple services, yes.
Yeah. So Azure Data Factory, you mean to say that the ETL service, correct?
Hmm. Yes.
Microsoft Fabric itself, it is having a separate ETL service.
Yes.
Ultimately, Azure DevOps is like the storing service. So
Hmm.
what it is differing from that Fabric as well as the Azure? I mean to say that Azure is a part of over there.
So now Synapse Analytics is also ATL service. Data
Yeah.
Factory is also its ATL service. Fabric is also ATL service.
Yeah.
Now what
What is
what they are
different?
doing? Yeah, so I will tell you what is the difference. So when I started working on 2017, right, I was working in Data Factory, and
Okay.
Synapse Analytics workspace was a warehouse. So there was no
Mm,
Synapse Analytics ETL pipeline. There was only a warehouse, like a
yeah.
SQL storage, right? Then what they thought of doing is they use Synapse Analytics pipeline to make like data processing and all of that also you can do in Synapse Analytics. So they incorporated many. They wanted to make one tool for everything.
Mm,
Similarly, they are doing the same thing in the Fabric. So they
mm,
wanted to make a one tool for everything. Now, if you learn Data Factory, do you need to learn Fabric from the beginning? No, you don't need to learn Fabric from the beginning. If you know Data Factory, then ETL part you know. Fabric contains like you can do all sort of a thing in Fabric because this is also a one-stop solution for everything. But it's a UI difference ideally. So suppose you just need to understand in Data Factory, I click here. So in Synapse in Fabric, I need to click there. But from the UI perspective, only it's different. But beside that, everything is same. So Data Factory is a ETL tool, and Fabric is a one-stop solution for everything where they incorporate many other features. But if you know Data Factory, do you need to run ETL part separately in the Fabric? No. And you should focus on Fabric first. No. Why? Because like Fabric is initially introduced So right now, like Data Factory is a tool which is there from 2017. So it's many of the company already adopted Data Factory. Fabric is in the like a initial phase of adoption, and many company who has a requirement about everything, then only they will opt for Fabric. Otherwise, they will opt for Data Factory. But if you know Data Factory, you can work with Fabric. You can also work Synapse Analytics. During my 8 years, I have worked only in Data Factory, but I can work with any of the tool, ETL part of it, if I know
Uh,
Data Factory, because it's just a UI difference.
uh, Let me give you some background. Okay, so I'm architect now. So there is a difference between a SaaS and PaaS.
Mm-hmm.
So both two services which is having, one is a SaaS, one is a PaaS.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yep.
So cost wise also. So I want to opt in a service based on the costing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So which is the good one? Fabric or our regular service?
Based on the requirement, right? So if you want to
Based on
focus
the
only
costing.
on the
Volume of data is okay. Again, I'm mentioning the point. SaaS and PaaS. One is SaaS, one more is the PaaS. PaaS is Fabric. Sorry, PaaS is the Fabric. SaaS is the our service.
our services in,
I mean to say that our Synapse and this one. I mean to say that ADF, ADF and
so
Synapse is going. The ADF and Synapse is going to be like a SaaS service. We need to purchase a service for each and every services. Correct. Fabric is like a complete product. So how, why I need to opt these services?
you are saying that Fabric is a PaaS service,
Yeah,
and the Data Factory is a SaaS service. That is what you're saying.
yeah.
So in Data Factory, suppose if you have a ETL requirement, right? If you want to just migrate the data, I will opt for Data Factory instead of a Fabric.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, then that is like a complete product, right? I can pay any, I mean to say that if I opt the Fabric, so I need to pay for
Mhm.
the complete services, whatever it is there.
Yes. But in
Yeah.
Data Factory, suppose if I have
Hmm.
in my company, if I have a requirement only for the ETL, then I will opt for Data Factory instead of a Fabric.
So ETL doesn't mean that saying that anyway you're going to store in that Azure, right? Azure Synapse is like a DWH, correct?
Azure Synapse is so there in Azure Synapse, you can ideally create a warehouse.
Hmm.
You can also create a ETL pipeline.
ETL
You can
pipeline again,
also
that has to be go for the ADF again.
Yeah.
By
So if you
default,
have
that
all
will
the
not there.
requirement, if you have all the requirement, then you will, like, suppose if I am opening organization, and if I have all the requirement, right? Like
Hmm.
if I want to process the data using Spark, if I want to build a ETL pipeline, and I want to do everything using the Azure technology itself, then I will opt for Fabric. But suppose like Fabric is also from the Spark processing standpoint, and when you want to process the big amount of data, people go for Databricks instead of going for a Synapse Analytics processing. That also happens.
Yeah.
Reason
So,
being, yes.
mm, so you can integrate the, I mean to say that Azure Databricks also you can integrate with our that Fabric, right?
But why you want to integrate Databricks with Fabric?
The thing is that I have a requirement. Since I'm going to pay for the complete standalone solutions, I mean to say that application side. So
One
why should
second.
I, why should I go?
Let me write over here. Now in the company, these are the requirement generally, right? So first
Yeah,
of all, they
yes.
want to extract the data. Okay.
Yeah. The sources is like they're saying that CBEL.
Extraction part is there, right? And then
Yeah.
suppose they want to transform the data. Transform can be happening in using SQL, or it can happen using Spark processing or big data processing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they have a requirement of a storage,
Yeah.
right? Storage, they
Storage,
want to store
ADLS, data
ADLS,
lake.
or they want to store the data in some sort of a like relational databases, right? So in the
Yeah.
database as well, they want to store the data.
Yeah. Then if it is a file system, again we can go for the containers.
Yeah. So now suppose if you have like now if you want to, if you have only the ETL requirement, sometimes it can happen that I want to transform the data. Suppose the in first of the requirement, in first requirement first, I have worked in many of the organization in which they want to extract the data and store it and process using SQL itself, because they don't have a big amount of data, right?
Yeah. I mean to say that a Microsoft Fabric itself, it is having that reporting tool. They can directly connect to the Power BI.
Yeah, they can directly
Correct.
connect with the Power BI. So in this particular case, you can ideally use Synapse
Yeah.
only, or Fabric you can use. Okay.
Mm. Synapse I
But
can use
now
in our service also, right?
both of them you can use, Synapse and
Yeah.
Fabric, both of them you can use.
Yeah.
Now suppose if I have a requirement, in which
Okay.
the data
So
size is
I
huge.
will give you one scenario here. So I'm having a limited budget.
Mhm.
I'm having only the 50 reports. The volume of
Yeah.
data, which is residing in 100 tables.
Mhm.
They don't have a budget to spare the ADLS.
They don't have a budget to spare ADLS, which means
Yes.
like they don't want to store that in ADLS.
Yes. Directly they has to keep in a SFTP server. We need to process from there.
Mhm.
In that scenario, so what is the best way? So why should opt this service? Why should I do not opt for the another service?
So they don't want to migrate the data in Azure, or they want to migrate data in Azure.
The thing is that they are having a Oracle service like Oracle EBS, Oracle Synapse.
Can we just like discuss this separately, because others it's taking time from others as well, right? And we have been discussing in 5-10 minutes. So
Mm,
just ping me separately and we can discuss it separately, instead of like op like it will take some time to discuss. I think this conversation will take more time. So just ping
mm.
me separately and we can discuss it separately. That's not a problem.
Yes, sir.
Others has any question, guys? Anybody has any question regarding like what we have covered till now? The why of it, and what is data engineering, what are the starter tools you should focus on, and why particularly you should focus on Azure Cloud.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, Harish here. Um,
yeah, hi.
yeah, actually, you said like transform in a SQL and Spark, and
Mm-hmm,
now up storage. You are saying like ADLS and some other things
mm-hmm,
we can use, but
mm-hmm,
SQL is itself a storage, na? How like actually I'm not a data part developer. Actually, I'm a
mm-hmm,
.NET and full stack developer.
mm-hmm.
I don't understand what like transforming in SQL, and SQL itself is a storage where we are storing our data in the form of the relational like
Mm-hmm.
DB.
Yeah.
Then what difference between them? Like inside the
So
storage,
in
we can
in
also go
SQL
for storage.
in SQL you can store the data which is in the tabular format. But if you
Yeah.
have the data which is JSON, Parquet, or XML file, or if you have a different data formats, that you cannot store in the SQL. You can only store the data in like tabular format, that you can store the data in SQL. But when you are migrating the data to the cloud, you have the requirement to store other formats of the data first of all. And at the same time, in SQL, if you are storing the data, you need to basically like store it in a very like, you need to define the schema for your table. You need to define in a very structured manner. Then you can store the data in SQL. But in data lake, you can store any kind of a data and then clean it laterwards. Like later on, you can clean it. So suppose if I'm migrating the data today, I can migrate the data in data lake, and then slowly I can clean it and make it in a proper manner, and then I can store it. So, and also it's a cheaper storage. So data lake storage is cheaper storage. So it's a first storage in any of the architecture in Azure, right? So the first storage will be always a storage. The ADLS storage will be the first storage which ideally we choose. Yeah.
Okay. Suppose
Okay, so suppose let me show you this. So here in the example scenario, so suppose this is advanced data analytics for big data. So here also, if you see, the first storage is a data lake storage. Now, if you go over here, this is also first layer is a data lake storage. Over here also first layer of storage is a data lake storage. Over here also first layer of storage is a data lake storage. So whenever you migrate data in the cloud, your first storage will be always a data lake storage, and then later on you process the data, store it in the SQL and all of that. Yes, please continue. Yeah, do you have any questions? Other question beside this?
uh, like suppose we have the same application, but before that we using the SQL. Now we are move for the Cosmos DB. And how this transformation happen, like that we don't we need to do something, or this application will be do the automatically, like Cosmos in is that is a unstructured data, and SQL is a structured data. The combination, like that, we will combine the both the data in same at a time of transformation. That will automatically happen, or what we are going to do?
So we read the data in data. Suppose if you want to process the data in which is not structured format, you will read the data in the Databricks, write a Spark code or a like PySpark code, Spark SQL code, and then you process the data, and then you basically make it in a format which you want, and then you store the data. This is how you do it.
Okay, it means
It will not happen
we-
automatically. You have to write a code for it.
okay, okay. It means that guy need to be the technical guy only.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, so data engineer is anyways a technical guy. So data engineer will basically write the data transformation logics in Databricks to transform the data and make it in a proper manner.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys, let me take one more question. If anybody has one more question, let me take one more question and then we'll move ahead. All right. I think there is no question, so I will just move ahead now. All right. So as I told, right, so we are offering two courses or a combined course, right? So we have a Azure Data Engineering course. In that particular Azure Data Engineering course, so let me write it as well over here. In the Azure Data Engineering course, what we will learn about Data Factory, right? So from the zero till the beginning, right? So from the zero we'll start and then we'll learn it till the advanced level. We will learn Azure Data Bricks, basic to mid level. Then we'll learn about warehousing. We'll learn about Azure Synapse Analytics. We'll learn about DevOps. And who can enroll for this particular course? Azure Data Engineering course, the people who has like zero prerequisite, right? So zero coding language can learn this particular course. This course is enough or capable enough to write 3 to 4 years of experience into your profile, right? And then we have this Azure Data Bricks. Like in the Databricks course, we will learn about like Spark optimization, big data processing, Lakehouse implementation, right? And then here, the people who should have like some sort of a SQL or a Python knowledge. And suppose if you don't have a SQL and a Python knowledge, then you can, like we are offering you a free SQL classes, right? You can opt for that, and then also you can learn from enroll for this course. And then suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I have like 8 years of experience or 6-7 years of experience, then I suggest to enroll for both of the courses. Reason being that you're an experienced guy, and when you switch, the people will expect like you to know more, right? So you should ideally enroll for both of the courses in that particular in that case. Now, in each of the project, we will do three projects, right? So in data engineering course as well, we'll do like 3 projects. In Databricks as well, we'll do 2 to 3 projects. So combined in both of the courses, we will do approx like 5 to 6 projects. We will basically help you to do like, we will teach you all the projects. We will help you to write those projects in the resume. We will also give you the interview question which can be asked from that project, because I have taken many interviews by using those projects. I have helped many people like to do to basically write those projects in the resume. Say they have also given all the interviews by using those projects, so it will be very, very helpful for you, like because like all the interview questions given to you, right? So previously, like, so all of this will be given to you, and then what are the topics is being covered in the data engineering course. So we will cover Azure basics, we'll cover Azure storage fundamental, we'll cover Azure data factory components such as link service integration, runtime, copy data activity, recursive wildcard, list of file, parameterization of a copy data activity, data loading to the SQL, what is pre-copy script, auto create table option, how to do the full load, how to do the data migration, how to do the delta load, how to do the monitoring of the pipeline, right? And what is the DevOps, Azure DevOps and Git, right? What is Azure Key Vault? How to do the fact, what is Snowflake, and how to implement SCD type implementation, right? And what is Logic App? Then we will learn about Databricks, right? In this Azure Data Engineering course, right? So we'll learn about Databricks as well, overview of Databricks, Spark architecture, Delta Lake, Delta tables, processing different kinds of a file, Azure Key Vault, Secret Score, JDBC connector, and then we'll do one project. So we will not wait for course to complete to do projects, right? So one by one, after finishing few topics, we'll do one project and then we'll do one project. So then we will do one project and then we'll learn about Synapse Analytics and then we'll do another project. Now, sometimes there's a question that Abhishek, like, how do you teach like 3 projects in 2 months of course, right? That is also the question. So because I have taken this particular training, probably like this is my 17th time I am taking this training. So I have taught this multiple times, right? So I will do everything in front of you. Like, I will not create something in the beginning and then I am showing it. I will do it everything in front of you without any error, because I'm doing it on a day-to-day manner, right? So I'm very like practice. But when I have created all of this project in the beginning, right? I used to take like a month to create those diagrams and those pipelines. But now I don't take much of a time. Reason being, I have done it multiple times. So the whole training, in the whole training, suppose the training goes about 30 classes, then you need to also invest like about 50 to 60 hours to do it by your own. So it's not like 30 hours of training. If you think about it, it's given to you in a very crisp and summarized manner in 30 hours. And also, and during this particular training, we are doing 3 projects, and it will not, when you write these projects in the resume, you can basically show 2 to 3 years of experience. Reason being that whenever you are doing any project in the company, every project is not a new project, right? So suppose you sometimes follow the same architecture diagram. So all the project has a different architecture diagram, and we are using different tools and technology as well. That is why you are able to do like 3 projects in approx like 2 months, which is not around like 2 months. You probably need to invest more time, and then you need to attend like 1 hour of class and then invest 1.5 hour of your time to practice and all of that, right? Similarly, in the Databricks, we will learn about Databricks and Spark architecture. We'll learn about RDT data frame. We will learn about DB utils. We will learn about Delta Lake, Azure DevOps, Databricks CLI, Unity Catalog, and then Spark optimization technique. What is Lakehouse, Medallion architecture, how to handle the complex JSON, right? And then like what is Z order, broadcast join, short merge join, data skewness, and all of that. By end of the course, you will be able to migrate the data. You will be able to do like create a full load or delta load pipeline. You will be able to like if you register for both of the courses, you will be able to like do the Spark optimization, create the lakehouse architecture in Databricks and all of that, right? Now somebody says that Abhishek, can you elaborate like in each of the courses what will be given, right? So in the Databricks and Spark course, by end of the course, you will be able to like create Databricks pipeline, monitor and performance in Databricks, create a Spark job, implement Medallion architecture, implement Lakehouse architecture, which is a very latest architecture, right? So architecture has also evolved now. So let me show you. Uh, so previously the architecture was like this. So you used to create like do the ETL, create data marts, do the BI reporting. Now then architecture became like this, in which you do the ETL, create data marts, and then do the BI reporting. Nowadays the architecture looks like this, in which you create like this lakehouse architecture, and then this particular architecture diagram will be taught to you as a part of a Databricks course, right? And in this particular course, like a Azure Data Engineering course, uh, you will be able to migrate the data from the on-premise to cloud. You will be able to create a full load, delta load pipeline, and create end-to-end pipeline in Synapse Analytics, do performance optimization in ADF. You can basically secure the data using Key Vault, and all of that will be taught as a Azure Data Engineering part of a course, right? Now, if you want to understand in a very simple manner, this is written in a very simple manner. In Azure Data Engineering course, we'll learn about Data Factory advanced level. We'll learn about Databricks mid to basic level, warehousing, Synapse, and DevOps will be given. Who should enroll for this course? Having no coding background, 3 to 4 years of experience, guys should learn this particular course. And somebody wants to focus only on the Spark and Databricks, then you should enroll for this particular course. And then if you are an experienced guy, right, 6 7 years of experience, or if you are have less experience as well, and then you want to learn everything at once, then you can basically enroll for both of the courses. That would be very helpful for you, because you know everything like once, right? So that would be also helpful for you, right? So this is about the course curriculum. Now where we will practice, right? So now the whole course curriculum will go into this portal.azure.com, where most of the classes, like 90% of the classes, will happen. After every class, I will give you the homework, and then you can practice on that, right? And this particular class will come over here. This subscription is given by Azure for free for a month, okay? And after that, either you can upgrade your account to pay as you go. So suppose if I am using a pay as you go subscription right now, and if I go to the cost management, if I show you the cost analysis, or billing and invoices, right? So this, suppose this is what I have been paying, like from past days, right? So 3,005, so approx 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees a month I'm paying, considering I have like I am teaching students, and also I am doing some sort of a mock projects in this account. That is why all of this, like I am paying 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees a month, but generally my students pays around 1,000 to 1,500 rupees a month after 1 month. But if you don't want to pay, right, then also you can basically create, take your friend's credit card, or like take your family's anyone credit card, and then you can create an account. That also you can do. I have basically used all of that details. Then that is why I upgraded my account. But if you want to opt after 1 month, if you want to upgrade your account, that also you can do, right? Or else you can create a small groups. So suppose whenever class starts, right? So you can create small groups. Suppose Harish, Manisha, Himanshu can create one group, and then 1 month Harish can create an account. Manisha can Himanshu can work on it, but Harish don't need to share the email ID and password. He can just make a small organization, and I will teach how to create a small organization, and both of us can work. And next month Manisha can create it, or sorry, Harish can create it, or like anybody can create it, and then they can work on that particular account. So all the classes like will run from the portal.azure.com. All right. And then, as I told, anybody can do this particular course, and after every class we will give you the homework, right? We will teach you, suppose we are teaching you A to B, like how to migrate today, then we will also give you some sort of a scenario based question or interview like interview focused question, so that you can practice. And this particular training is capable enough, each of the training, Azure Data Engineering and the Databricks Spark, each of the individual training is capable enough to write 3 to 4 years of experience. If you do both of the courses, then you can write like 5 to 6 years of experience that you can do, right? All right, guys. Now, anybody has any question related to the course curriculum, you can ask me now. Yeah, guys. Anybody has any question? Let me go through the chat. Does this course Azure Cloud Administration? No, this course doesn't contain Azure Cloud Administration because it is a data engineering course. In data engineering course, we don't teach about like admin things, right? So this is not, this doesn't contain that. Anybody has any question, guys? The timing of the batch will be 7:30 p.m. IST. Anyone has more question? Anybody has any other question? You can type in the chat, or you can, yeah. So I have zero knowledge in PySpark from the course. Can I learn PySpark from the basics? Yes, you can learn Spark from the basic, right? So you can learn how, what is Spark and how to do Spark processing. All of that will be taught to you. Yes, somebody was saying something.
Yeah, hi Abhishek. For Data Factory, we have till advanced level, but for Databricks, it is beginner to intermediate. So, do we have a limitation in the like syllabus, or are we covering the basic part for Databricks?
For Databricks, in Azure Data Engineering course, we are covering basic to mid level, right? And why we are covering basic to mid level over here? Because it is for the people who wants to write 3 years of experience. Suppose, what's your profile right now? How much experience you have?
Informatica developer,
But how much experience you have?
around 4 years.
Around 4 to 5 years, right? So now how I look at it, suppose if you have 4 years of experience, and then when you are switching, you also want to like switch around 4 to 5 years of experience, and then like you can enroll for both of the courses. In that case, that would be helpful for you, because you can learn Spark processing. Like here it is basic to mid level, but you can enroll for another course, and then you can learn advanced of Databricks as well, or you can enroll for only for this course, and then once you completed this course, you can enroll for second course. That also you can do.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, Sachin. Amit is asking, I have a zero knowledge of SQL and Python. Yes, so if you have zero knowledge of SQL and Python, you can enroll for this course, because SQL is given to you as a side course, and then you can learn from SQL, like, right? So you can learn SQL, right? And then you can basically do this particular course. That's not a problem. Sachin, I think option is already there to unmute yourself. Are you guys able to see that? Sachin, are you able to unmute yourself? Let me check.
Hi Abhishek, actually Amit here.
Yeah, yeah, Amit.
I'm working as a Power BI developer and one of the big four actually. So, will this course helpful for me as in like going forward?
Yeah. So Power BI developer are the most common people who enroll for this course, which I was showing in the
Mm-hmm.
slide. So date Power BI developers. Okay, so these are the few more, like, yeah, very common profile which comes and enroll for this course, because
Mm-hmm.
Power BI is also Microsoft tool, and then you are already probably integrating some sort of a cloud storage,
Cloud.
like, so it will be very helpful for you. So just
Like I particularly asked this question to like I don't have any knowledge on SQL and Python because like as we are performing some PySpark project, so like some sort of basic knowledge we really need into that, right? Like
so
to
that is why. So suppose if you don't know, that is why in Azure Data Engineering we don't teach any coding things, right? So Data Factory is a no code tool. So suppose you can learn Data Factory from which you can understand how to orchestrate the overall flow, and then you can
Mhm.
understand basics of SQL, which will be anyways given to you as a part of like a free thing to you, right? So and then slowly you can move to Databricks. If you want to like learn more advanced like PySpark processing and all of that, then you can move to Databricks as well. But you can start with data engineering. That will help you to understand how the data is coming to the backend of like backend, how the data is coming to SQL storage or some sort of a storage which you are using to connect with the Power BI. That you can learn right now. And then how Power BI developers shift their profile. They basically write there in their resume that they are working in a KPI dashboarding project and they were making reports. But slowly, slowly to make reports, they started working on the SQL storage and then they started handling a ETL part of it. So it's very nice story to switch. So that helps you actually.
Yeah, Abhishek, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Hello, Abhishek.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Sachin is up.
Yeah, hi.
Just a question. It's very similar to what he has asked earlier. So basically, I work on the Power BI. I'm working as a business intelligence analyst and working on the Tableau as a Power BI developer.
Mhm.
Just a question regarding to the courses. As I'm working on the Power BI, should I enroll in the first data engineering course, or should I directly jump on the Databricks part? Because I wanted to mainly focus on the data pipelines and the PySpark. Uh, so I'm interested in working on that part of the
So you can enroll for both. So suppose
enroll
if
for
you want
both.
to enroll for PySpark, if you want to learn PySpark and also ETL, then you can enroll
Yes.
for both.
Okay, so big data processing using Azure, it's not including this pipeline, building pipeline. It's only include
So
the.
in data engineering, I will teach about building a pipeline,
Mhm,
and but I will not go into the Spark processing, big data processing part. That I will not
mhm,
go in the Azure Data Engineering course.
mhm,
But if you want to learn Spark and big data processing as well, then you should enroll for both of the courses because you're anyways getting both. Each of the course is, suppose if you enroll for both of the courses, you can also getting it in discount. So ideally, you should enroll for both of the courses in that case.
mhm. Okay.
Uh, Hi, Abhishek. What are the chances of getting job opportunities for the freshers? And I have been passed out in the year of 22.
Mhm.
So how can I approach for job opportunities?
So job opportunity, this is how, like when I was fresher as well, the same way I suggest to you to also apply for the job opportunity. First of all, it's a very good field for the fresher because it's futuristic, it's trendy, and how you should approach for the job role is whenever you're applying for the job role, first of all, people will see projects. So you can say that you have done this project in as a freelancer, you have done it, or you can, and then you can basically apply for the jobs, and then you can switch. So write relevant skill set and a project in the resume and keep applying. That will help you to find a job quicker. Yeah, that's all. And this particular course is opted by many of the freshers, so that's not a problem anyways. how many live project we will be performing in real time, so that, yeah, so in each of the course we will do 3 projects. In data engineering as well, we'll do 3 projects. In Databricks as well, we will do 2 to 3 projects real time. If you have a career gap as well, then also you can write relevant skill set projects, and then you can say that during the career gap you have done freelancing project that you can do, and then you can switch. All right, guys. Anybody has any other question?
Abhishek, before the Databricks classes start, do we need to like beforehand prepare for Python or something else? Because it is
You can
mentioned like
prepare
coding is
for
required.
either of the language, either SQL or Python. Either
Okay.
one of the language is okay.
So for
Not both.
SQL, is it only SQL or real SQL?
Sorry.
For SQL, is it only SQL or we need PL SQL?
Any SQL is fine. Like
So
so yeah.
procedure
So
is
it's
not
not.
needed, right?
So you need to understand basic commands of SQL, such as what is join, what is how to do the data aggregation, how to filter the data. Those basic knowledge you should have in either of the language, either SQL or Python.
Got
All right, guys. So now, anybody has any other question?
Last question. Actually, I joined late, Abhishek.
Yeah.
So I missed, I guess, Databricks course part particularly. So like,
Yeah.
can I just differentiate between the data engineering and Databricks? Like, what specifically we are taking in a Databricks? Like,
Databricks. So in Azure Data Engineering course, we will start from, like, in Databricks, we will talk about Databricks there. We will talk about what is Databricks, what is Spark, what is Delta Lake, how to create data lake, right? All of that we'll talk about it, but we will not go into Spark and Spark processing in that particular course. But we'll talk basic to mid level of a Databricks. We will not talk about advanced features of a Databricks, which is Unity Catalog and all of that, right? So in Azure Databricks and Spark course, we will talk about all of that. Now, if you want to learn both, right, you want to learn advanced level of Databricks and Spark processing, and as also Azure Data Engineering, then you should enroll for both of the courses. And then the syllabus, what or the topic has been covered is there in the website. So if you download the syllabus, you will be able to see what has been covered. So you can just download it and then see what has been covered and what is not covered. Okay.
Yeah, one more question here. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 14 plus years of IT industry experience in the mainframe system. But after this course, how we can manage my profile? So how many years experience we can show after this training?
Yeah. So for you, I will definitely suggest to learn both the course, because you are 14 years of experience. And then after the course training, you can write 5 to 6 projects in the resume. And then you can write 5 to 6 years of experience as a Azure data engineer guy, and then you can switch.
But if you put 5 to 5 years of experience, so are we can able to face the interview? But yeah, learning is different, and then facing the interview, and then real time interview question is
So how we will
different, right?
approach? I understand. I totally get it what you're saying.
Yeah.
So after doing 5 projects, right? What we will do? You can start applying for the interviews, and it's not like in the first interview itself will clear the round, because you need to also like describe in a way that. So what we will do first? So first of all, you will learn everything. You'll write all the projects in the resume, and then technical question you can answer. So suppose technical question as in what is integration runtime, how to connect data factory with data, how to connect a data factory with Databricks, how to mount. So technical question you will be able to answer because you are practicing it, learning it. But what are the things you might not be able to answer? So suppose somebody says that describe the project, why you have, what is the impact of this project, why this project was required, what are the technical challenges you have faced, what are the, like, how much data size you have handled, all of this kind of a question, we will help you to answer all of this question. We will give you the answer of these questions, but we cannot give you all the answers of these questions. So those questions you will face the interview, understand what are the question is being asked, and then come back to us, like discuss with us like how to answer this question, and then you will take like 4 or 5 interviews to get adapted to that, and then you can switch, right? So it's, yeah, so this is how the process will go. So first of all, you'll do the training, write the project, then you will give couple of interviews, 3 or 4 interviews, because it's a totally new field for you, and then slowly after 6 or 7 interviews, I expect you to start clearing the interviews.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, so whosoever has an Informatica background, I suggest you guys to show the Informatica background, this because this is a ETL relevant background, so you can show that. Somebody asked this question, but yes, just to answer this, yes, you can show it. All right, guys. Now, if you want to enroll for this particular course, right? So I suggest you guys to like go to the website, right? Go to the website. 1 second. Go to the website, ping on this particular number, and then get yourself registered. As I explained in the beginning, right? The timing of the class will be 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. For each of the courses, we are giving 2,500 rupees early bird discount. So get yourself registered. And for both of the courses, we are giving 3,500 rupees discount. So you can get the course in a cheaper price. So please enroll yourself, right? So yeah, so please ping on this given number if you want to enroll yourself, and then enroll it today so that you register yourself and then get the course in the discount, right? So thank you for joining the call today. See you then, guys, and like please ping on the given number in the website if you have any question, or just check out the syllabus and ping us soon to get yourself registered. Thank you so much. I will unshare my screen. I am still here for 2 minutes if you have any doubt. And thank you so much for joining the demo. See you then. Bye. If you have any doubt, I'm still for 2 minutes and then I will go from here. So yeah, so if you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, that's all. Thank you so much for joining the call. Bye.
Abhishek, one question here. So Databricks is mandatory to work as a data engineer, right? It is a mandatory tool, right? Without Databricks, we can't fulfill the data engineering rules and responsibility, right?
That's not there. So sometimes in data engineering things, you work only on ADF and SQL's database and design warehouse. So yeah, so I have worked in many projects in which that is the only requirement. And then from basic Databricks as well, you can manage it. But suppose in few of the project, if you want to go into the Spark processing and all of that, then Databricks is required. So it's both ways. It's not like Databricks is required. In some project it's required, some project is okay. Like you can understand and do it with the basic level of Databricks as well.
Actually, usually data engineering projects handling you huge number of data, right? Huge number of data and huge complex
Not
number of
always,
scenarios.
not always, not always.
Okay.
Not always you handle the big huge amount of data.
Yeah, but
And
big data itself
previously when,
it's huge data, right?
sorry.
Big data means it's a used data only, right? It's a used
Yes,
data.
yes, yes.
Uh,
It's petabyte of
Data is
data.
generated.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
for SQL only can capable to fulfill the data engineering rules and responsibilities.
So, yeah. So as I said, in suppose there are 100 projects, right? So 50 to 60% of the project or 65% of the project can be fulfilled with SQL only. SQL is widely used. It's not like all the companies are using Databricks itself for big data processing. It's not like that. 60 to 65% is fulfilled with SQL. And then in many of the project, we use Databricks as well for other requirement. So it's not like Databricks is very, very necessary, but it's necessary tool. And it's a very trendy tool as well at the same time. All right.
So when the actual classes started for this training, this batch?
So you can ping in that particular number. Like the date of start is, I guess, 15th of this month, but they will confirm the start date. Just ping on the number which I have given, and then you can check with them.
It is total 2 months of time, right?
Yeah, each of the courses is 2 months. For both of the courses is around like 4 months.
Okay.
Thank you.